I'm on my phone. All right, I'm just gonna keep that on standby. All right, we're getting there, you guys. We're getting there. All right, so this looks like a lady in green would be a quest giver. Let's do a little bit of healing. We're gonna be a little bit low on magicka and stuff whenever we get there, but that's okay. Hey, how does the sound levels feel? Are we good on that? Thank you so much, Dr. Arden and Joe, for all your support. A very warm welcome for just being back in action and stumbling through my stream settings, but it's awesome. It's really appreciated. All right, so yeah, this is what happens in the Unexpected Journey quest. The guy's like, hey, go talk to my buddy in the other tavern and he'll give you a quest, right? You talk to the lady in green. He said it turns into an orc shaman who says, know me for who I really am. I am your mortal enemy, Saher. I have a special fate in store for you. Oh, does he just fight me? Oh, guys, he just fights me. Hold on. Did he kill me? Or am I in the dungeon? Yeah, he just killed me. Alright, well, shucks, dude. The game is a little bit quiet. That's fair. We're just gonna adjust it as we go, but we're gonna go straight to the orc now. I think the idea is, like, I'm supposed to run away from him whenever he's attacking me. Yeah. Like I said, we're going to be reloading a little bit as I get the a lay for how to play the game again. At least during this first stream. I think the next time I stream, we'll go back to doing our regular Iron Man stuff. But for this period where I'm getting used to the controls and figuring out how to make the aspect ratio look correct on this screen, stuff like that. Just gonna reload whenever I die. Yeah, I've got a lot of bells and whistles that I can tweak on the volume, so I'm just gonna go ahead and fiddle with that. But yeah, as you've seen, I'm really a noob with streaming, so the feedback is appreciated. So we're gonna go to the Howling Guard. We're gonna talk to the lady in green again, and she's going to turn into an orc. And we're gonna try to not die before the quest happens. Alright, the orc's shaman's chanting rises. And, we're... Oh, dude! No! Oh, that sucks. Dude. Did y'all see that? Hey, fail for sale. Remember that in the you see how they just threw me into a dungeon, like I was slightly displaced off of the bridge. But yeah, Pinrider, that's part of the awesome like terror of this this particular dungeon or this particular quest setup is they will just you'll end up somewhere in the dungeon and you have no clue where. I actually had I had something I could do to prevent myself from dying there. Yeah, fail for sale about dying in the starter dungeon. Like OG Stardong is saying, that could just be like a weak character build, but you know, I'm not opposed to playing weak character builds, as you're well aware, but whenever you're playing suboptimal characters, you gotta have a tolerance for running away. You know, you should think of the Privateer's Hold not as you know, a way of fighting all the enemies there, but as a way of, like, your objective is to get out alive, you know what I mean? And if you happen to fight some enemies and succeed and take some loot with you, that's great. Once you get out of Privateer's Hold, you can go north a few steps and you'll be in Gothway Garden where you can rest, go sell some stuff at the general store or buy some stuff at the general store, and then you can come back more prepared for the adventure. Or you just don't and you do some more, you know, civilian style questing. Alright. We want to see what this dungeon is like. I wonder if it's going to send me to the same spot. A levitation potion would go hard right now. Okay, hold up. Here we go. Oh, dude, there's a... Alright. We're just not going there. We're just not going there, you guys. Alright, mark of recall, anchor. Yeah, we successfully did not drop immediately upon teleporting, but there were giants everywhere, so like, what are you gonna do, right? Just wasted a couple uses of the mark of recall, but that's alright. Man, that was that was ludicrous. That was my failsafe. That's actually why my character died whenever I was trying to record an episode with this person. I had not had the paranoia of just tapping the 3 key, which is my magic items button. I forgot about the paranoia and like the reflexes that I need of hitting the 3 key and, you know, clicking on the recall button. And so I died to a wolf in the wilderness whenever I could have just run away. Oh, dude, I'm locked out. Because yeah. I should have just checked what time it was from the menu here. But yeah, we're going to go rest in the tavern. Yeah, my character's not too hot either, man. Like I said, man, we have Harpy as like a major skill. We're not trying to be too strong. You suddenly feel an out-of-place magical presence in the mundane hamlet of Stock Tower. I don't like that. What is that? Let's get a torch out. This looks like yeah, an ice golem from Arena. From like the Daggerfall enemy expansion mod. Luckily, he does not know how to use doors. We're gonna use that to our advantage. All right. Let's get better suited for the cold. We got lucky and found a mithril short sword. Our skill with short sword is pretty garbo, but it could be cool. Let's get a room for one day. Let's get some food. No, the kitchen's closed. That's all right, man. We want to rest until about 6 a.m., so... I don't know how long the... yeah. Can't melt the golem. I don't know how long the climates and calories mod wants me to sleep normally, but 6 hours is good enough for Micah in real life. It's good enough for virtual Micah, or what's my name actually? Helimar. Yeah. Let's get some food. Oatmeal with berries. Certified Hood Classic. My tastes have changed in real life, and I get the I get like oatmeal with cinnamon. Hold on. Screams nearby alert you to trouble. I may need to like turn down the frequency of these events. A giant has lumbered into town. He followed me from the dungeon, hungry from the scarcity of winter and unwilling to listen to reason. It has come for food, animal or human. Do you want to stop to hunt it? Of course not. Yeah, okay, he waited overnight for me. Yes, Scouting Spartan, my intention is to do more one-life runs. That's just how I like to play the game. I agree, fail for sale, with how sad it is to lose character concepts immediately. But the tension that playing like this creates is just, like chef's kiss, so exquisite. My burden slows me down and exhausts me. Oh, I look certifiably goofy right now. We should go... What do I have? I mean, I just have the steel left pauldron that could be slowing me down. Benevolence of Mara. We want to be in the Temple of Kinnereth. Let's do this to circle around here. Yeah, OG Stardong, I do have the Die Harder mod. I saw that was like a great addition. Red Rory of the Glen, I gotta shout out to this mod creator. He has come up with like such amazing mods in the last 1 or 2 years. I can't get enough of them. You'll notice I have the weapon widget mod, which is why my weapon bob's like in Turok or something like that. We can get cleave damage by, like, if I'm fighting a horde of rats, one stroke of the sword is likely to hit all of them. Among other things. I remember he made a mod called Come Sail Away also. I have not tried the sailing mod, but my goodness, that sounds fantastic. He's also who came up with the handheld torches mod. I don't know if this was a thing back whenever I was playing with Bogard, but it's pretty sick. Let's see. How would you feel about doing complete random rolls for your one-life runs, in case you don't have any ideas for yourself? I've thought about it. It gets tricky. Randomizing Daggerfall characters gets tricky whenever you get into the advantages and disadvantages section of it. Like, how do you randomize that properly? I've come up with a system before. Alternatively, I could just randomize the default class, which is fine with me, because they're usually typically, like, they're bad enough that it's a good challenge like that. But yeah, I have other ideas too, such as actually I should hold on to this one. Like if I ever had a couple of people who were like on a call with me or in a voice, some sort of like even a text chat in like the one of the Discord servers, I've had this concept for drafting characters similarly to how you would draft like a Magic the Gathering deck. I was pretty into Magic the Gathering limited formats whenever I was, you know, not playing Daggerfall for a while there, right? So the idea would be is like you and a couple other people are making characters in tandem, and after you select one skill, that skill becomes unavailable for the next two drafters. Then they choose a skill, and then that skill is unavailable for you and the next two, so on and so forth. And so you're constantly like dealing with resource scarcity on the character creation level. The same thing applies whenever you start grabbing skills, advantages and disadvantages. It's like a concept I have, and it would require me to, it would require me to get two people online at the same time that are interested in that concept. So I don't think it's ever going to happen, but it's a neat idea to me. By the way, Great Scott, I appreciate the support. We are doing pretty dang well, I gotta say. You might have seen in my community post a ways back that we bought a house. The house is kind of it has a lot of work to do. We have a lot of work to do on it, you know, to say the very least. But it is still better than renting. I stand by that. We live in a really cute small town where we're within walking distance of a park where I go with, you know, my son and my wife all the time. It's really, really great. Like I said, the house has its own problems and stuff like that, but that's okay. I'm not one to complain if I can help it. AI generated a bad class. You know, I'm pretty good at coming up with bad classes all on my own. But about the idea of like running out of ideas, of class ideas, I mean, I don't want to sound cocky. I just don't see it happening, you know, especially because I don't play games that often. So I have kind of a backlog in my mind of stuff I think would be cool. Look at this big body of water, by the way. Whenever I was recording, I was trying to go across this body of water, and it was killing me because everywhere I went, the lake would show up, and I can't fly yet, so it was just killing me. But yeah, I don't see myself running out of character concepts, and I also don't mind like running it back, you know? If a character dies early on, like go back to the character creation screen and create a very similar one, if not the identical one, maybe with different race and sex, and see what we get, you know? This is a bad time to run low on fatigue, but we do have... damn, that hurt. We do have some magica with this character, which is kind of unusual for me. But playing the character that like has followers that you heal is a really fun archetype to me. I've never been interested in like full mages, or maybe never is not the right word, but my current sensibilities are not privy to like full mages. I like to have one or two classes if I am, or one or two schools in my major skills and stuff like that if I am a mage. Kind of diversify my portfolio, so to speak. Yeah, giving random quirks like having an affinity for certain you know, fabrics or colors or armor types is certainly a good idea. I feel like I do a poor job of following up on execution, but there's a way to track it. I like to keep a Word document that has like info about my character, and so that would be a way to track things like that. But yeah, that would be interesting. I just haven't, I'm very bad at remembering this. Man, we're gonna have to abandon our campsite here because we can't pick it up to run away. And we're low on fatigue. Alright, so here's the play. We're gonna bring them over here. We're gonna see if we can find a spot in the wilderness to rest and get our fatigue and magicka back. And then after we've rested up, we're gonna go that way again. I have the compass off, so going that way is gonna be the best I can come up with. Oh, dude, this sucks. I hate whenever I have to abandon my campfire, and I'm not rich enough to buy 2 campfires, so it's kind of sketchy. We're gonna wait until our fatigue bars just about... Dang. We're gonna die in the wilderness. My stomach rumbles. That means I can eat this and maybe get a little bit of invigoration going to offset the stamina depletion from running away. Yeah, Blue Thing, I'm a big fan of D&D. Okay, oh, sweet, we get to heal some. I have nothing but good things to say about D&D. I simply, like, am a man who is now 30, and I just don't know where it fits into my schedule. Also, whenever I was in college, it was very easy to, like, pick a Saturday when, like, me and my 4 buddies would get together and play D&D. I don't really have... Oh, sweet. We got our campfire. Pack it up, pack it in. Let me begin, dude. Yeah, I don't have the current friend group that would support, like, a reliable or even, like, a monthly D&D game. I've been craving it for sure. I think I could maybe talk to some of my boys at church and get them into some OSR or basic fantasy RPG adventure. But where does it fit on the schedule, you know? With nothing but adults to work with, you know, you're not in college where everybody has the weekends available and stuff like that. I would love to play basic fantasy RPG or those OSR type D&D games again. I just don't see it happening in the near future. You know, it sucks. I love dungeon crawling, like with a party of humans around me so much. Now, know what you're thinking, Micah. There are Discord servers. You could play online, and I have had many good experiences doing that. There's one group in particular with my friend May that we had a really good time, really good run of it. But I struggle to get motivated to play a D&D game over Mike these days. Like, I'd really rather have a buddy. I guess I could try fighting these dudes. It's not like I'm completely unable. They're not going anywhere. We don't have a horse. You know, we can't just run away from everything ad nauseum. Cast the wrong spell there. We wanted smelling salts. Let's start shooting some arrows out here. We can also use some of our... We have a decent personality, so even though we don't have Streetwise as a skill, we have a chance of pacifying. Oh, I hit him. All right. I'm specifically into a lot of the like OSR style games which have, I think, a similar gameplay loop to Daggerfall Iron Man style, where it's more likely that you're going to die, and that's not the selling point, I guess. The selling point is the sweet dungeon crawl experience. But yeah, that's another hard thing to like. Another aspect of what makes it difficult for me to play D&D in person is like I'm really picky. I'm really picky. The hard thing about being a connoisseur is that a lot of stuff tastes bad. Okay, I did not pacify them. Okay, we had to give it a shot, you know? Speaking of giving it a shot. Alright, so this is like an interesting decision here. It's like, do we keep fighting these guys and hope that we are able to drop them? And that we have fatigue left over by the time we do that? Or do we run while we still have some fatigue and hope to rest or get to a town or something? This is such a like a little low-level fight, but I have to really be locked in for it, so give me a minute. I'm doing damage. I should try to focus fire on one of them. Because I'm going to run out of arrows soon. If I could have just like one melee fight after this. Okay, I got one. Now what's kind of silly is our enemies have unlimited ammo, but I certainly do not. And whenever I loot their corpse afterward, I'm only going to find my lost ammo on them. How's that for equality, man? Like, I guess immersion is the word to use there. The snow particles are also really bright. I wonder if that's going to change whenever night falls. Speaking of night falling, let's get a torch out and then drop it just for like I feel like y'all probably couldn't see that very well. Getting very close to dusk. Alright, we could have just stopped and fought these guys. I was scared of running out of ammo. Didn't really want to do that. Yeah, the yeah, I'm sorry, Vipricot. I'll see what I need to do to like make the VOD available tomorrow. This is actually, it should be my bedtime also, but I was like, when is it possible for me to stream at all in my life? And it's, well, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Central on days whenever my wife puts Hudson down instead of me, obviously. So that's that's the sort of schedule we're working with here. We did not get very good loot off these guys, but we're almost full anyway. I don't know what... Oh, we have these steel brigading gloves. I wish I could go sell this stuff. Where are we? We're pretty far from another city. This is the starter dungeon, the Grave of Vladin Gazar, which will wreck me, so I'm not even interested in trying that. Yeah, I'd be on board with that idea, Scouting Spartan, of like letting people help me build the characters. I've thought about that. I don't know how that would work. I think it would require me to either have some people lurking in the Lysander's Tomb Discord server, or the Older Scrolls Discord server. I don't have my own server yet, and I struggle with commitment issues with this sort of thing, and so I've always been like, I don't want to make a server only to abandon it, 2 weeks later. So I haven't gotten around to doing it yet, but I think having my own Discord server would be the best way to cultivate that sort of experience, and it would be a lot of fun, so maybe I gotta figure that out. Okay, we mostly want to rest till healed, I think. But yeah, having chat involved with creating a character sounds awesome. It'd also be a good way to get me out of my comfort zone. Look at those level ups. Look at that stuff. Damn. We're still pretty far from our destination, and it's nighttime, so I think the play is to rest until morning. Can I make a confession to y'all? I've been really hooked on a video game lately. Have you ever played Slay the Spire? My goodness, I can't stop playing that game. It's crazy. It's like I had many moments this week where I was like, oh, I should play Daggerfall. I should record this. I should record that. But it's so much easier to just like boot up a Slay the Spire run, mindlessly go in there, and it's gonna take me like an hour to play the game and to die and stuff. That's true, Spartan. It's a really good idea. I want to get some audience participation like that going. I wonder what this is. I think it's just an external feature thing. The tricky thing about just doing it with... Oh, dude. We got more bogeys here. I don't think I can fight these guys. Or I'd rather just get to the dungeon and save my resources for that. Okay. Karakata, great question. Why not just stream Slay the Spire? I suck at it, man. I'm really bad at Slay the Spire, and so it's a little bit embarrassing, I gotta say. You have people like Jorbs, or I don't know if it's Yorbs or Jorbs. People like Jorbs or Caleb Gannon who play Slay the Spire, and they just go through and they wreck the heart every time. I've been playing it for like 2 or 3 weeks now. I've beaten the heart only 4 times, once with Ironclad, 3 times with the Silent. I've died to the heart once with the robot, the defect. I've died to the heart once with the Watcher, but I'm bad at the game, so I don't think it'd be a very good viewing experience. Yeah, I've heard that Slay the Spire 2 is coming out pretty soon too. Oh, there are enemies nearby? It might be the same people from the little rock. Why I bad at Slay the Spire? Just I don't know. I think I'm getting a little bit better. I can hold my own with the Silence because I love drawing and discarding cards. I can hold my own with the Ironclad because he heals himself. you get to exhaust all the bad cards from your deck. It's just the other two classes. I've heard that the Watcher is like overpowered and stuff, but I'll end up in these situations even after like doing really, really well. I'll end up in these situations where I just have a hand that has no defense and the heart is attacking me for like 60 damage, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm dead on board here. GG's. And then I just run it back because it's addictive like that. But yeah, I'm like on Ascension 6 for Ironclad, Silent, and the Watcher. I'm on Ascension 5 for the Defect. So we're getting somewhere. Yeah, as far as branching out goes, I'm interested in a few indie games also, like, oh man, how do you pronounce it? Feldevet or something like that? It's like this green, retro-looking JRPG style game, like turn-based game. Hold up, let me quick save. Also interested in other dungeon crawlers, and also, lest we forget, my profile picture is from Tearing Saga. I really want to play Tearing Saga on this channel to some capacity, but I struggle with all the text in that game. Like, do I read all the text? Do I read all the text, you guys, to play Tearing Saga on my channel? Yeah, Felvedek is the game I was thinking of. I don't own it yet, but I really, man, I love Tearing Saga. It's just such a cool game. But how do you stream that, or like even do a VOD of that game comfortably, where you have so much text and you don't want the viewer to miss out on it if they don't know the story, because the story of the characters are really cool, but you're gonna be listening to me read lines for like half the time, you know? I did not know about Moonring just yet, OG Star. Like, oh, look at this, we got a rider attacking these peaceful guys. Let's see if I can recruit him. No, he's not impressed. I wish I could take this guy's horse, you know? This is actually a pretty good spot just to get a little rest going. I can't because there's an enemy, but this enemy is dead. I can't loot this. This is your loot. Yeah, Ninja Buddy, about Berwick Saga. Let's see. I would just want to have Tearing Saga on the channel first before playing Berwick Saga. And also, I don't know if I've talked about this on my channel before, but my first playthrough of Tearing Saga was done completely blind, and I missed so much content. I basically was playing on hard mode because I missed so many like fantastic characters. I didn't have access to like the warp staff. I didn't recruit Neron or the traitor. I just like was super gimped in my playthrough. I almost got completely just like soft locked at I think it's chapter 34, the Ernst chapter. I just couldn't kill him. I had to rig a sequence of RNG where Marouge like got a couple of crits on the boss only before dying to his like the boss's retaliation. That was like the only RNG sequence I could find that got me through like chapter 34. I think that's the one with Ernst. What I'm getting at is like I played Tearing Saga without all the cool events. Like Plum was still a healer for the entirety of the game for me. I missed all the cool staff users. Yeah, and so part of it is like it's kind of stressful to think about playing Tearing Saga because like oh man, how do I handle the route splits effectively? How do I make sure that I have like all the events covered in each chapter? It's kind of stressful, but also like I've played the game and beat it without having all the cool stuff unlocked, so surely I could, go to Fire Emblem World of Dragons and look up the maps and do it that way, Saying I failed to avoid an encounter, but these guys are neutral, I think. But yeah, I would like to play Tearing Saga and then Berwick Saga. You have a good point about the writing not being spectacular. I don't know, I still like the characters and the story, even if it's literally just like every Fire Emblem game is just Fire Emblem 1 over and over again, Let's see. Another genre I'm interested in is are these centaurs hanging out here? Let me get my rest on out here before we approach the dungeon even. I really like blobber style party based dungeon crawlers like Shin Megami Tensei. I was actually looking at the Steam store today because I watched a video that was about Dragon Ruins 1 and 2, or it's Dragon Lair. I think it's Dragon Ruins, and they look really cool. But I don't know where to find like Wizardry or Might and Magic. It's not on Steam. Maybe I have to do it on GOG. Yeah, I am interested in playing Berwick Saga. I think I'll suck at it the same way I sucked at like tiering Saga. Because I'm just so stubborn about playing games blind. You almost can't talk me out of it, even though it's much. I think it's an enjoyable experience to play it, knowing what you're getting yourself into. Okay, I pacified one of these, so let's go ahead and equip our mithril sword here. I think the one with the horned helm is our buddy. Come on, gotta equip the sword now. Okay. Let's see how we do against this guy. Yeah, I watched a video about Dragon Ruins today. That's the only reason I know about it. But even with it being super bare bones, I can appreciate it as what it's sold as. You know, like proof of concept for tired people who don't have a lot of time to commit to games. That's part of why games like Daggerfall Iron Man style are so appealing. Is like, this character's gonna die, and I'm just going to. Now, as you've seen, this character has died a few times, but in general, with my playstyle, you play a character for a while, they end up dying, and then you run it back, and you have a low-level character who's always struggling for money and resources, and you don't have to commit too much time to it. Especially now that, oh my gosh, we got two dudes waiting for us. Do I just run past them? Maybe we put our sword away and try to pacify. Okay, we just run past them. We missed. Okay, we made it into the dungeon. Oh, dude, no, not Spider. I saw a question about Heroes of Might and Magic 3. I have very limited experience with these blobber games, these party-based dungeon crawlers, even though they are one of my favorite genres. So I've never really played any Might and Magic game extensively. It's just Shin Megami Tensei, basically. I've played Shin Megami Tensei, Kyoyaku Megami Tensei, Shin Megami Tensei 2, Shin Megami Tensei If, and what other blobber-style SMT games have I played? Man, I'm hoping to run into an enemy that I can use to fight against these guys, but we're not finding many. I keep pressing the wrong button for my magic menu. Bear with me here. Is Etrian Odyssey the game that's based on, like, Suikoden? Come on, pick up the damn torch. I'm in the wrong interact mode. I think I'm thinking of the wrong game, but I thought there's a game like Etrian Odyssey that was based off of, or made by the same developers as the Suikoden guys. Oh, dude, I just gotta warp out of here or something, like... What did we come here for anyway? I'm looking for a certain item on the ground, I think. Let me get to a safe spot and I'll check if we can find a safe spot. Yeah, we're not going to do it there. With games like Suikoden and Suikoden 2, I'm confident that that's not the right game that I should be associating Etrian Odyssey with, by the way. I think I'm wrong on that. But like, I'm in the middle of 3 or 4 like games right now because they're too long, and I'll stop playing them for 2 minutes and I just will lose interest. And even though the game is good and I like the game, I just don't come back to it. If I could get just one spider, to help me with these guys, like my luck would turn around. I'm about to get cornered in here, aren't I? Okay, we gotta go to grab mode if we're gonna be throwing torches around. Okay, gotta get to a safe spot. Grab mode is on. Let's turn on some lights in here. And we might be in a spot, depending on how many bogeys are on our tail, where we can like... Oh, no, okay. Well, we should be trying to pacify some of these. Oh, man. I'm forgetting the buttons too much. I only know how to go into like dialogue mode. I think the hotkey is F3 for that's info mode. Grab mode is F2. Okay. This is sketchy. We're in a pickle. I can't believe we have not found any more spiders since the initial one. Yeah, that was gonna happen. You know, I'm tempted to just roll up a new character now and see how we do in that starter dungeon, but that would not be a very different experience from what we just saw. I think we run it back, and I try to be a bit more level-headed in the dungeon once we get there. We already paid our dues of like the cool immersive overland travel, so we're just gonna fast travel out here. I am dead, that's true. Okay, so I think a lot of the recommendations y'all have, I appreciate them, and like a lot of the have you played questions, the default answer is going to be no usually, because like I have not played that many video games, I think, in my life. Excuse me. I'm such a big like replayer. Like I play the Elder Scrolls games on repeat. I play the Game Boy Advance Fire Emblem games on repeat. Oh, dude, what? Atronox? That's not what I signed up for. Alright, let's see if we can even damage these guys. Alright. Yeah, I probably could have abandoned a lot of characters by now. At a certain point, you just make a good character. You know, like after, I mean, this would be spoilers if somebody hasn't seen my Iron Man playthrough, but that's okay. After Kirstia died, we made Bogard. You know, Kirstia being the meme character, you know, the language character, and then Bogard being somebody who gains like 30 HP at every level up and punches everything to death. We saved versus spell there. Is this a room that I can... Okay, great. Yeah, part of it is having a hard time with the controls. I should just get away from these guys, right? Oh, wow, the spider. He's not attacking me right now. I have to get through here. Non-negotiable. Oh, you know what? Can you be pacified? That would be sick if I could pacify that thing, dude. I saw that it like popped up like I failed my animal taming, so it's possible. Just not likely. You see a spider. I'm in F4, aren't I? Okay. That spider was like my savior. He was what was going to help me fight all these bogeys. But maybe if we're just careful, we can try picking these guys off one at a time. Like, whenever I came through this dungeon a second ago, I had 10,000 people on my tail. If we're more careful, it should not be so problematic. What kind of bow do we have? Steel short bow. Yeah, I do have the language skills overhaul mod. That's what makes this character concept so viable and interesting. But I think I had info mode selected there instead of dialogue mode. I've got to get better at the hotkeys, which is just going to be like, I'm just shaking off the rust, basically. But this is going to be kind of neat. Oh, man. Oh, dude, our food went bad. That sucks. Let's go to the spider and get some of his meat. Good old spider meat. It's going to be moldy. Yuck. Oh, goodness. Yo, this has been like a really stressful 15 minutes for me. But this is the dungeons. This is what we wanted, right? This is what we signed up for. I'm just giddy to be back and talking to chat, but I'm also trying to survive. So we're going to go to our map, and we're going to label this as our campfire. Now, I forget, what is my key for using chalk? Do I have my mod menu, mod settings? Piece of chalk is what it's called, or something like that. Yeah. Okay, my hotkey is Y. Have y'all seen this mod, piece of chalk? Look at this. Boom. I painted it like I drew an arrow on the ground. And now watch this. Boom. I drew an arrow on the ground. Like, this is so sick. You don't have to look at your map at all if you just, okay, that's an exaggeration. But yeah, we can, you can just track your way back to the entrance by putting these little breadcrumb trails. I really love it. This little mod was fantastic. Alright, so what we're gonna do here, let's leave a couple of torches in the hallway. Do they get exhausted, like if I leave them here? I think they might. But I'm still gonna try it because we can kite some people back here and start picking them off. That's the idea. Let me go into dialogue mode in case I can just get some people on my team. Hey buddy. Not impressed. Alright. Yeah, now we have some light sources to kind of navigate between. We have a fire where we can go and rest to get our magicka back after we heal. Oops. Which one is better? I think Paulina's Balm heals for more. Okay, we have stabilized. We have a little setup with a fire near the entrance. This little particular dungeon block that has a little cubby hole near the entrance of the dungeon is very convenient for this style of gameplay. Because we're just going to branch outward more and more, and we're going to return to this little healing spot. And as long as we dispatch of the enemies that we attract to us, we should be able to just reuse this one healing spot and almost in perpetuity. Stumbled over the word there. We got there. Now I'm really amazed that this person is charging at me like this. We're supposed to be handling things like archers. Come on. Yeah. Okay, we got a moldy raw fish. I'm here for it. Alright. Hey, thanks, Freakanoid. I appreciate the love, and I hope you're enjoying whatever RPGs you've been delving into lately. I don't even think we need to rest just yet. Let's go find another thief to fight. We do want to have another torch selected. Oh, okay. F4. Not impressed, not impressed. Okay. Well, I'm not impressed by you either, burglar. I was unsure about how well the multiplayer mods work, especially because like with Morrowind or Daggerfall, people usually have very specific mod setups. So do you just like, do you play with the hosts mods, or do you play with the host mods, and does everybody attending the host world need to have the same mods at least present in their data files? Like, how does that work? You know what I mean? F2 is for grabbing, Micah. We got this. We know how to play the game. Oh man, yeah, my original approach to this dungeon was so sloppy. I saw that spider and I just panicked, you know, I just lost my mind. We're gonna do a bit better though. Let's see, let's go back here. We're gonna throw down the Y button. Yep. That's kind of a redundant piece of chalk if I have a torch right there, so I guess I can snag that. Yeah, the multiplayer mods always seem like a very cool idea, but I'm always confused about how that would actually play out. But I don't think I've seen the videos, but I think I've seen people streaming or playing multiplayer mods. It just seemed like it'd be really hard to work. And one of the most difficult things about playing Daggerfall, Skyrim, Oblivion, Morrowind, you name it, especially because I've reinstalled operating systems a couple of times now, is the mod setups and the troubleshooting that comes with it. It's actually kind of a huge turnoff. The more I play with different operating systems and have to rebuild everything because I'm stupid and don't back things up. Or it's not even that. Let's say with Daggerfall in particular, it's not that I was just like not uploading YouTube content for 9 months. I actually just didn't touch Daggerfall that much for 9 months. And so I go back and I see that there are a ton of new mods and a ton of new mod updates And like on the one hand, that's fantastic. You love to see that your favorite game has such an active modding community. But on the other hand, I have a lot of work out like in front of me that I need to do in order to play the game with the mods that I want. You know, it's a good problem to have, you could say. All right. Okay. We got there. Oh, dude, our putrid raw meat, our moldy fish. I'm stupid. I keep forgetting to cook. That's why we wanted to go back to the fire. Not for surviving the combats necessarily, but for cooking the meat. All right, we have just a little candle with us right now. Look at this dungeon entrance. Parallax Dungeons entrance. Like, really beautiful stuff. It changes with day or night. Really cool. Wait, before we rest, we want to cook some moldy raw fish, and then we'll rest. Yeah, I wasn't intentionally doing a bunch of operating system hopping. It was that time that I documented it in my Bogard playthrough. If you watched that, but basically, I wanted to switch to a Linux-based operating system. I wanted to install it on an external hard drive, but I was stupid, and in my infinite hubris, I did not back up my data. Thinking that I just knew what I was doing and that I would get it right the first time. I did not back up any data. I accidentally wiped the internal hard drive instead of the external hard drive. It was not a wise thing for me to do. Okay, we're pressing the wrong buttons again. I'm really good at pressing the wrong buttons. But I was really enjoying, what did I have? I think it was just Ubuntu. I was really enjoying playing on Ubuntu for a while. But the thing is, I was having a very hard time getting Oblivion and maybe Morrowind, but mostly Oblivion to work correctly. And there have been many times whenever I've contemplated streaming or doing like a video series for Oblivion. So I wanted it to work well. That's one where I'm still trying to work out the kinks with all the mods that I want. So anyway, I came back to Windows just for whenever I get the itch to play Oblivion and maybe Skyrim, stuff like that. Yo, Alex Vinker / Cosme, what is up? Thank you so much for the awesome art of Bogard that you've done. Really, really cool stuff. I'm glad you could make it to the stream. Yeah, we're right now, if you're just tuning in, we are in a random dungeon for an archaeologist guild quest. Right? No, the quest expired, you guys. Damn. Alright, well, we are not here for an archaeologist guild quest. We are here to get loot. So that's what that's about. That's a bummer. Yeah, so I went back to Windows. I actually, since I do IT support, I'm growing to hate Windows more and more all the time. I have so many people who are, in my mind, they have no reason to be constantly dealing with like performance issues, like and things like that. The issue is they use like Windows 11 and Dell laptops, and for some reason that's enough for them to just have a terrible time performing basic tasks because the operating system requires so much overhead just to breathe air. Like, it's ridiculous. I can't stand it. Let's do a little piece of chalk maneuver there. So I think we found our way here previously. Oh look, there's a buddy. Yeah, I didn't even have an eye on the timer, so like I said, shaking off the rust a little bit. Oh look, we found our way back. I love the piece of chalk mod. Fantastic. It's just so cool. So simple. Oh, dang. Reading chat a little bit. Yeah, Windows 11, I don't know, man. There's just so much, like, so many background processes, and, like, recently the thing has been that a lot of people's Windows updates can't be updated. Like, they can't update to the latest iteration, the latest build, or what have you. And I've spent a lot of time with many users trying to get that bird to sing, and I've just made no progress with it, and I'm like, you know what, man? we'll come back to you after Microsoft tells us what to do. Yo, let's get a shout out to Potion of Cure Disease. This is like 400 gold in a bottle right here. It's pretty sick. I can't sell it because for some reason in Daggerfall you can't sell potions, but this is like 400 gold, right? Okay, worth is 100 gold, but whenever you buy it, it costs like 300 or 400. Hear me out. Yeah, I'm completely like Linux pilled at this point, but we can't, you know, Windows is like the standard across so many companies. You can't just go up in there and expect to be like running Linux just because you like to have Linux on your local home computer. We do have a couple of virtual machines in our fleet that use Ubuntu, and we have some AWS virtual machines that use Ubuntu, so that's all good and dandy. I'm not in the user base that I work with most of the time though. They're just like working with Windows, so it is what it is. I don't know how to get this torch back in my... Oh, it's just down here. That's where all my torches went. Man, I'm so stupid. It's been so long since I've played a meaningful amount of Daggerfall that I forgot how the UI worked. Yeah, I would be an unlicensed potion seller. You see, what's really disappointing about the fact that you can't sell potions in Daggerfall is it's always been one of my favorite archetypes. It's like a high mercantile, high speechcraft character, high alchemy, and you just go into town and you buy a bunch of ingredients and you try to sell it back. Well, you have the potions that you need for survival, of course, but in general, you want to sell it back for a profit. And this is one of my favorite archetypes, and right now it's not that possible the way I understand it, although there is a mercantile simulator mod that I installed. I have not tried it out yet. I don't know if it'll let you sell potions, but that would be one way to do it. Yeah, working with Geek Squad, that seems like the worst kind of IT support gig you could have. Maybe up there with... what are they called? MSPs, managed service providers, where managed service providers just seem really soulless and like they don't have a good work culture in general. But with Geek Squad, you're just getting, you know, Lord knows who's going to be brought into the store that day and what they're going to be dealing with. To just get walk-ins from complete randos, that's like, I don't know. I want to know what to expect on some level, and I guess eventually you will begin to develop the intuition to do that. But yeah, that'd be kind of scary. Lochnar, if you have any like stories to share about Geek Squad, like I'm here for it. I never thought I'd be working in IT back whenever Geek Squad was relevant for me. Okay, helping the elderly, I can get behind that. They are usually well-intentioned, if a little bit frustrated. People, that's where you have to have some sort of element of understanding, is that people, whenever you're doing tech support for them, they come to you with the baseline of frustration that you're working with. I'm usually good at working with that, but this week, I hate to say it, I've been so like pissed at my job this week. Not just at my job, it's just in general. I'll wake up and the dogs are so loud that they want to wake Hudson up, and then the people at my job are like assholes. And they don't mean to be. They really don't mean to be. Often it's my fault, I find out, that like I'm missing some crucial piece of information, but I don't know that, and I'm like having a bad time. Yeah. We're also doing a lot of these like no-fault layoffs, which I don't think it's going to hit me. Like, I don't think I'm going to get laid off because I'm cocky like that. But it is very upsetting whenever your beloved like supervisor or people that you work with that you really appreciate just get let go out of nowhere, and then all the work gets passed on to other people with no plan of like rehiring them and stuff like that. Okay. We were able to pacify a burglar over here, which is pretty cool. I should try to recruit her. Oh no, I feel somewhat bad. I'm gonna have to teleport out of here. Wow. I got poisoned. Is teleporting out of here even gonna save me? Okay, yeah, I can mark of recall. Teleport, don't misclick. Mark of recall. Anchor. It's closed, so everybody's asleep. It is. Oh, okay. I thought it was closed. We're gonna go to the Benevolence of Mara down south. Okay, hulking weapon master wields a large hammer, showing some clever attacks techniques nearby. Okay, I don't have time. Yeah, 3 hours from now, I'm gonna be dead from poison. Okay, letters pressed into your hands. That must be Lady Bresciana or something like that. But I think I'm poisoned. I said I feel somewhat bad. I don't see my health and stuff dropping, but I'm still just gonna book it to the temple. Yeah, the sort of powerlessness whenever you're in a position where you can't solve the issue for the person, whether because you're unable to. I don't know. There's so many reasons that could contribute to it, but it's really disheartening. Okay, we're in dialogue mode. We don't want to join this temple. If I cure disease, this should. I thought this would heal my poison also. Did I overreact, you guys? It said that like that I don't feel well, right? Health. All right, man. I guess we're healthy. I thought I was poisoned. Yeah, Dr. Arden, my plan right now is to stream. So the schedule's going to be somewhat sporadic. I think I'm going to have to make some social media to give good enough advance instead of just doing it suddenly. My plan is to stream 2 or 3 times a week. It would be on nights whenever my wife puts Hudson down instead of me, because then I can get to my computer by like 8:30 or 9 and then stream until 11. That's sort of the plan. But yeah, I've missed making YouTube content. I do not enjoy recording content that much. I was into it for a while, but you know, I just can't. It's so much more fun to talk to people while I play. What can I say? It seems like the seasons changed on me while that quest was failing also. So this guy's, you're saying that Microsoft Flight Sim kept crashing his PC. What was the issue? His computer just couldn't run it? Or was it like, I've never ran Flight Simulator, so I don't know how that's supposed to work. By the way, I was supposed to have a widget on my screen that shows the chat. I'm pretty confident that that is not there, so I'll have to figure that out another time. If I do it like this, so I drag it down here. I'm not going to worry about it right now. Alright, so what's kind of obnoxious here is I don't have a place where I can sell a lot of gear conveniently in Glenumbra Moors. But this is where my archaeologist faction is, so I want to navigate out of here. Maybe I go across here to Grimley, or where's Glenumbra? Like, surely there's a... It's way out there. I think we're just going to fast travel to Glenumbra Moors here. It's a kind of casual character anyhow. But yeah, it calls me about climbing. It's been sporadic. The town that I live in is like an hour and a half drive from any climbing gyms. Now, incidentally, I might have mentioned this in previous videos, so forgive me if I'm repeating information, but incidentally, this weird section of Texas that I'm in has quite a few areas for outdoor climbing nearby. I'm actually closer to outdoor climbing than I am to indoor climbing. But I don't have like a lot of buddies in the area who can readily come out to the crag, so to speak. It's mostly bouldering. Let's see. Under the shining sun, a group of healers in the Temple of Mara. I'm not really that interested. Yeah, I don't have like buddies in my area to go climbing with me that often, like in my particular area. We've done it before. I can sometimes get the gang together, but I've got like friends who moved away, and most people live on the opposite side of our region compared to me. So I'll go do some like solo bouldering. Let's see, Untamed Wilds of Glenumbra. Oh, that's a big ogre. Yeah, I'm gonna have to tweak the Harbinger mod to reduce the frequency of these encounters. I'll go do some solo bouldering and stuff like that, but it feels a little bit sketchy. Not just because like, you know, I might fall and hurt myself. You know, usually I'm in control enough for me to be like, okay, I can send this climb, or I'm just gonna get to a point where I feel like I'm not in control and then I'll come down. You know, I've done that before. But you know, we got rattlesnakes, like, it is the quantum ogre that everybody hears about. Oh no, I messed up my stream a second ago. My bad, guys. There we go. So yeah, I climb infrequently. I'm slowly but steadily getting some people at my church into it. I've gone with a few of them. Now I wanted to go to an armorer. It's locked. Let's go eat some breakfast while we wait for the stores to open. Look at these little seams. I wish I knew how to fix this. I just kind of ignore it, but it's kind of ugly. What's the name of the guy that made Temple OS? Terry Bradshaw? I don't know. Give me some food. It seems incredibly interesting to be God's chosen programmer. Okay, yeah, we came here to get rid of... it's still locked. Yeah. Yeah, I still very much love climbing. I just don't have a lot of time or money for it. To sort of practice, I've got Terry Davis, thank you. That was the creator of Temple OS. RIP. To sort of scratch the itch and allow myself to practice at my house, I bought these little tiny hangboards where I can loop them onto my pull-up bar, and whenever I'm doing pull-ups, I'll do like I'll do it from the hangboard basically. I should be more like, I should be more deliberate about doing actual hang time on that, but I've been really swamped with work for like 3 or 4 weeks, and whenever I'm not swamped with work, I'm swamped with playing Slay the Spire because I'm addicted. Let's sell some of our heavier stuff. Now we have 1,070 gold. I need to prioritize, like figure out what I need to prioritize with this money. By the way, what is our affiliation? Our reputation is 5. I really shouldn't put too much stock into this character because I think whenever I stream, the next time I would stream would be either tomorrow night or Friday night. We'll probably have a new character so that we can, you know, do a proper Iron Man run. So I shouldn't care too much about this stuff. But it's hard to turn off to flip the switch, you know. Which one of these looks like a Mage's Guild? I think this one is the Mage's Guild. Let's go east a bit. I was really into running whenever I was, like, in addition to climbing, to go more down that rabbit hole. I was really into running for quite some time, but now I turned 30 in September. I think I saw somebody say like a belated happy birthday. If somebody actually knew about that, shout out to you, man. But yeah, I turned 30, and since then I've had some inexplicable knee pain, and so I'm kind of hesitant to start running again. I was into jump rope for a while, but then my jump rope kept breaking on me, and I didn't bother to replace it. Let's join the guild. Yep. We're in the Mage's Guild. Let's find the spell creator or spell vendor. I think the most pressing things for a character like this would be cure poison, cure disease, cure paralysis. Hey, welcome back, Charles P. I really appreciate the love and support, and it is good to be back. Yeah, something very, very comfy about being able to stream, and the situation at the house changed a bit too. Previously, I couldn't basically do anything because our son was sleeping in our room here, which is also my office, which is also where I play video games. So it's like after 8 p.m., we would just have to leave this area, and I didn't have access. Good old Hutterbutt has now been sleeping in his own bedroom, at least until like midnight or 1 a.m. whenever he comes and crawls in bed with us. And that gives me just like the amount of space I need to be able to do this sort of thing for a couple hours. Alright, this is not a spell seller. Dialogue mode. He's a trainer. Yeah, Freakanoid, what mod is that just lights up that... it's something by Cliffworms. That, is it Beautiful Cities? I don't think it's Beautiful Cities. I think it's Lively Cities, actually. I did have Beautiful Cities and Beautiful Villages installed, but my computer is not very high-end, and I was just getting a lot of stuttering whenever I would like fast travel in and out of... You know, I love the overland travel so much, and I was having a really hard time doing that. Let's see, how much is this going to cost me? Yeah, cure poison, cure disease is so expensive, dude. And it also costs a lot of magic. How much magic do I have? I only took like 2 times intelligence in magic points. I think if I click so I have 90, yeah. So cure poison would take most of my mana pool. Oh, tell me about it. I don't like to complain about my child. So I'm hesitant to, but man, he's been a real 2-year-old going on 3 the past couple of days. God bless him. Love him. No, hold up. Here's a cure poison. Here's a Balina's antidote that's also cure poison. I wish I had more data. Oh, look at that. I have more data. This has a 35% success rate. Cure poison has 60%? Dude, oh, it's double the cost. Hold on, 35% for double the magic cost. This is only 60%. Cure poison should be, yeah, should be 70% for this to be a good rate, right? Yeah, I think Balina's antidote is just a play here. Cure paralysis is good too. Like, these are just the things you need for survival, and since we have access to restoration with this character, we just go for it. Feeder Notorgo is sick, but that's like that's a luxury. I think cure poison, cure paralysis. Oh, we need cure disease also. Does she have something for that? Okay, cure disease, chance 35%. Dude, it cures target of disease. Is the target self? Yeah, the target is self. Sweet. That was kind of... I thought I bought some cure other people's poisons things that I'm not going to be that interested in. Yeah, about the... Charles, your question about other videos exploring classes, I really like conceptually. I like that video conceptually. I like the way it turned out. Similar to my video about Vivek and why I have the unpopular opinion of actually liking that settlement. I would like to do more stuff like that. To be honest, it's hard for me. Whenever I was trying to record something recently, because I considered Daggerfall with the specific setup that I have to be kind of like a survival horror game, right? I wanted to make a video that expresses how Daggerfall is like a survival horror game, but I'm acutely aware of how like sloppy I don't know how to describe it. Some people are really good at video essays and at the editing and the recording process and the scripting, and I'm not like that, and I don't know if I will be, you know? So I have a hard time motivating myself to make those kinds of videos because I'm very like aware of how subpar, like maybe I have the wrong attitude about it. I don't think that I'm that good at those videos, I guess. So I don't know if I'll continue making videos like that. It takes a special kind of mindset for me to be like, let me just go ahead and record some content and talk over it until like I feel like I have a happy product. It takes more planning than I'm used to. So Charles, to hear you say that you have interest in it is very good to hear. It's like motivating for those kinds of videos. For now, I'm going to stream for a bit until I'm just like more comfortable being on YouTube and talking to people here again, and then I might go back to that series, because I think, like, you know, the acrobat aesthetic style videos and the settlement analysis videos were really fun. I just have to plan better and feel a bit more confident about it. Hey, what's up, Alex Emperly and Rainbow Sorceress? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, I'm always happy to nerd out about whatever comes to mind, really. I'm glad you all made it to our kind of our debut stream. You also caught it after I figured out all the numerous how do I set up a stream issues that that happened for the first 30 minutes. So kudos to y'all for that. Let's see. I'm not really sure where to go from here, because the next time I stream, do I just make a new character, or do we just keep playing Helimar, but then whenever he dies, you know? I'm kind of into that idea. So I think we should take a Mages Guild quest. One of our fellow mages has been sent to collect the dues, from the people of Eastgate. Unfortunately, he has not yet returned, and it is believed that some vile creature or other has gotten the better of him. It's most embarrassing for us, but worse yet, he is carrying all of our dues with him. Yeah, they're like, yeah, it sucks that he died, but our money, you know? Would you be willing to search the town for him and retrieve the funds? You would go to Eastgate. Okay. One day travel to Northwest. Alright, so in Eastgate, Doniak Wixley was planning to stay in the Devil's Gin. This should have been a routine collection visit, but he has taken far too long to return, and since no information regarding the delay, please travel there and ensure that he is forthcoming. And alive, if you please. Be here in 19 days for 225 gold pieces. You will be searching for a cowled old man. Okay, well, we have our work cut out for us. Let's see where this Eastgate stuff is. I think that it gets put on my map if we get a quest for it, right? Yeah, it's just along the road. I'm gonna go get some food from a tavern and a general store. Or do we have more stuff to sell? A couple locator devices. I forgot about the locator device in the... Man, yeah, my gameplay is really sloppy right now. Whenever we were in the dungeon, I forgot about the locator device. Do we need this much fur on, or am I getting hot? Your burden is quite heavy. I don't know what to do about that, Chief. We don't have a lot of stuff that we can spare. We do have a couple of books, but if we sold that, then we would just be weighed down by gold, you know? What weighs more, books or gold? What's up, Noko? I'm alive. I thought you said alive. No, I'm live. That's true. I want to get more accustomed to streaming as opposed to doing, you know, pre-recorded Let's Play stuff, because, well, it's really fun talking to people. What can I say? I work from home. It can be kind of a lonely experience, so just like in my evening to boot up my OBS and play Daggerfall and talk to people on the internet, that's a pretty good way to socialize to me, and I have a lot of fun doing it. It also makes the best use of my very, very limited gaming time to just like boot up Daggerfall and OBS and go to town. What is up, Tan Man? Welcome to the party. I wonder, you think I should get a loan and get a horse and go into some loan quest type gaming? Okay, let's sell the books. Let's sell the books. Let's sell the books. We can sell some of our alchemy ingredients as well. And then we can take out a loan and get a horse. Oh man, I'm just stumbling around here. We don't even know if we have like the right services in town. Let's see, where is a bank? Hey, thanks, bro. Oh man, he's upset with me. Can you show me where the bank is? Yeah, he's not gonna tell me where. Am I overlooking it? Lone Quest 2025. I loved the Lone Quest arc of Kirstia playthrough. It's so fun and stupid and so many setbacks. Every time I got poisoned by a rat, man, I just felt that in my finances. All right, there's the bank. We should go find an alchemist also. We got 3 of them in town. Yes, yes, be receptive. No, this guy doesn't know where. Okay. All right, thanks, bro. Okay, so we got an alchemist on the map also. They are way over there. I'm just gonna go to the bank. Yeah, so I'm only gonna be up for about 10 more minutes. I think we'll get our horse and call it a night. But yeah, like I said, I want to stream 2 or 3 times a week. It'll be just, you know, anytime whenever my wife puts our kid down instead of me. I should have enough time in the evening to get a couple hours in. I'm somewhat jealous of those streamers who can go for like 4 or 5 hours at a time. I don't think I would enjoy sitting in a chair that long, frankly, but the streams are always really cool, and I don't have the bandwidth for that, so I'm just gonna get in what I can and enjoy the time with y'all that I can. All right, but we're gonna get a horse. How much gold do I have? 616. Banking. We're gonna get a loan. How much would a horse cost? I think if we get, let's get 6,000. I'm afraid that we cannot loan that much to you. For you, our limit is 4,000 gold pieces. All right, we'll do what we can with that. Loan. That's because of one of the mods I have installed. Limits your loan amount based on your level. So did he give it to me in my inventory? No, I have to withdraw it. Banking, withdraw. Okay, I'm gonna be super weighed down by it all, but we should be able to get a horse to our name. And then whenever we do this stream again, anybody who's been watching this whole stream knows that this character has died several times now. But I think whenever we resume, we're just going to go back to our good old-fashioned Iron Man ways. I'm getting a bit better about remembering where the controls are, where my panic buttons are, and things like that. I don't want to just like restart. This character is going to be awesome, and we'll just kind of accept the fact that it's going to be a little bit scuffed, and that we have a couple deaths at the beginning. But it's all good, you know. So we are playing a single-player game, and we are welcome to play single-player games however we want. It's really cool. All right. Oh, sweet. We have just enough. Okay, we actually have a pretty good amount left. Name our horse. Hold on. Man, this is stumping me. I'm gonna call him Cadito. Alright, we got our horse. Another sick Red Rory of the Glen mod is this, what's it called? Free rein. That makes it feel a bit more like Oblivion's horse mechanics. Really cool. Although I haven't figured out how to sprint with this horse. With this mod, I mean. And don't I need some food to help tide me over to the next town? I do. So let's go back to the general store. Get some bread. How many arrows? I have 51 arrows. That should be more than enough. I have this this arrow variety mod installed. I'm honestly not sure how it works because they don't end up in your weapon list here. They end up over here. How does that work? Okay, let's see if I have my bow equipped and I go to equip bodkin arrows. Bodkin arrow prepared. I have 5 bodkin arrows right now. I shoot one. I have 4 bodkin arrows and I have 50 arrows. So I shoot one. I have 49 arrows and then 3 bodkin arrows. Okay, so you equip the bodkin arrow and it depletes your bodkin arrows, like your special ammo, while depleting your ammo. So I'm probably being weighed down by, it's 4 kilograms. That's kind of heavy. Okay, glad to know how that works. Oops. Alright, we're gonna go over here. Where do we get some food and rest on? Yeah, let's rest. I think we could just loiter and let... okay, yeah, that's not helping much. What time is it? 4:22. Let's just hit the road with what we have. Eat another meal, maybe. Yeah, that makes sense. Like, you can see it as you're paying for the arrowhead. It's a really cool idea. There are other, I think, like the broadhead arrow, it gives you increased damage with reduced accuracy, and the bodkin arrow gives you increased accuracy with reduced damage. And there's stuff like, I think there are explosive arrows and things like that that you can look out for as well. They should be some pretty good money sinks for us. Herbal tea, does that restore our magicka? I think that one restores magicka, it's pretty cool. Yeah, I wish there was a mod. There are so many great mods out there. I shouldn't be so entitled about it, but I do wish there was a mod that made the time of day not so like brutal. It's like it's dark as soon as it turns like 7 p.m. or 6 p.m. or something like that. Year round too, in a game with a pretty well fleshed out calendar system. Would love to see a mod that like alters that for summer, spring, autumn, and winter. But I have not learned how to code in C#, so I'm not gonna really ask for it or expect it. Hey, Christian, glory to God. I love that emoji, man. You know, that's one of my favorite prayers to say, like in between tickets at work. I'll go outside and say the bit from, I think it's one of the Gospels, like St. Luke, that says, "Glory to God in the highest, on earth peace and goodwill towards men." The priest says it at the beginning of liturgy. That's just like, that line is stuck in my head all the time. Unfortunately, Christian, you're here at the tail end of the stream. I'm just gonna get my bearings on where we're pointing. We need to go east. We're facing west? No, we're east. We're gonna go find where this path is. We're gonna save under town. Anyway, thanks everybody for tuning in to our inaugural stream, our return to YouTube after 9 months with not even a baby to show for it. I really appreciate everybody's, that you're here. In this adventure again with me. So my character died a few times with our, as we were learning the controls and figuring out how to stream and stuff like that. Despite that, we're going to pick up with our Sky Druid Helimar next time. And then we'll just play at Iron Man from there. Thanks again for tuning in, everybody, and I'll see you next time.